Okay, so this is the game that I picked up. I grabbed it last Monday. I was at the game shop and I was like, ooh, that could be fun. So you have to have the core box, and then you have to have a I can't remember what they call this, but there are several of these. There's a whole bunch of different ones. And why? Okay, that's weird. My avatar wasn't picking up my face. Okay, never mind. It is now. That's because I'm looking at the stream and not at OBS. I might need a nap. I'm just going to throw that out there. Anyway, so first you open the core box, which has the rule book, and then the game board, which has two sides. There's the regular side, and then the extreme horror side. I figured we should probably start with the regular side. And then there is the app, which I actually downloaded, and I have it so that everybody can see it. So I pulled it up so it's bigger. And then you have all of the little pieces. And this actually like sits on here tight so that you don't have to worry about, dropping the box and having everything fall out, because that would be damn near tragic. And then with each basically scenario, there is the killer board, which makes up one part of the box. And our killer is Hans the Butcher. I'm going to pull this out. And they have secret cards so that, when you... Oh, here. You can't even see that. There we go. Secret cards so that when you survive a game with each final girl, you can open this and see what it says. I'm going to set that to the side. And then on the other half of the box, there we go, you have your location map. And then all of the little things that go with this, and the little card that goes with the other final girl. And I'm going to be banging into stuff all day because I rearranged everything for board game night. So let's find where I put the rule book. Yeah. The feature film game system. And they are up to series 3, I think, is supposed to be released here soon. So there are a lot of options for feature films. Let me find my light control and maybe turn this light down just a smidge. So we have an overview of the components. So the rule book, double-sided player board, 23 action cards, 6 custom dice, victim holding boards and tokens, 9 black and 2 white final health tokens, 2 killer meeples / horror makers, a final girl meeple, which, if you'll notice, she's purple, 21 victims, 3 special victims, a time marker, tracking markers, and health markers. So, game overview and objective. You are the final girl facing off against a horrific killer. I feel like we need some background noise for this. Hold on. Not that music. Let's do this music. There we go. All right. You are the final girl facing off against a horrific killer. You'll be moving around the location to search for helpful items, save victims, and to confront or run away from the killer. Meanwhile, the killer will be wreaking havoc in many ways, but most of all by killing innocent victims and attacking you. The game only ends one of two ways. Either the final girl destroys the killer, or the killer slays her. In the rare instance that both die at the same time, the final girl has won, making the ultimate sacrifice to rid the world of a vile monster. All right. And I did watch a YouTube video on how to play this just because this is a lot of rules, ladies and gentlemen, and I have ADHD, so just see how this goes. So here you'll have the killer's starting horror level and health, and we'll have to I'm trying to be very careful with these because I don't want to mess them up. Okay. So we need. Oh, let's see what this app does. Here we go. We'll go new game. We're gonna go standard mode and the scenario. What the hell? Let's see. We have two final girls. We have Laurie and Rico. So let's go with Laurie. And the only killer we have is Hans the Butcher. And the location is Camp Happy Trails. So I guess we can pick a setup in here. What do you guys think? So we've got capture the flag, meditation hour, skinny dipping, the bonfire, treasure hunt. That's the last one. Hold on just a second, I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see. Let's go with the bonfire. Okay, so that's paused. Hey, Paul, how's it going? So let's see if we can figure out. So we've got event cards. I'm sure that is a lovely noise. So here. All right. I should have. We're gonna need a bigger boat. I'm doing well. I'm trying to get this game figured out. We'll see how that goes for me. So, oh, that's nice. So I don't know how well this is going to show up on stream. Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. This lets you know if this is the killer box, so you can put everything back where it goes. That's really nice. As someone who likes to have things at least somewhat organized, that's that's super awesome. All right, let's. Oh my goodness. At least clear off some of this space. Hello, Meowful. How are you? Have you ever played this game? Because I'm so gonna need some help. This is it's kind of a lot. I'm seeing. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. All right, so you put the final girl card there. It's all good. I'm happy to have people watch or follow or both or all of the above. Okay. So setup says choose a killer and a location from among the feature films you have. Well, that's pretty darn easy because we've got one feature film. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to play it. I think it's going to be cool, and I hope because there are a bunch of different boxes that you can get, so there are several different feature films that you can play. So I think it's going to be really fun. Open the core box and choose a final girl. Pick blah blah blah. Okay, so we chose normal difficulty. Uh, take the six custom dice out of the core box and place them to the side. Take the action cards out of the box. Lots of expansions. Each one of the I'm trying to think of how many there are. I know for sure of 6. And then there's a whole another group of them coming out. Okay, so these go. I believe these go this way when you need to figure it out. From what I remember watching. And these go over here. So if you have too many of the little meeples on the board, you can put them in the little holding pens, and then you just put the little holding pen chip on the thing. I have vanilla chai. Okay. These are the action cards. Says take the action cards out of the core box. Set the 6 zero cost action cards aside. 5, 6. Okay, those are our 0 cost action cards.
Hey, listen!
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. And I'm slacking on the call out or the shout outs.
Give me a moment, please.
There's that one. And yep, I'm gonna be knocking stuff over all night long. There's that one, because for some reason it's not showing up on my shout out thing for the stream deck. It probably will when I look over there later. Okay. Okay. Sort the remaining action cards into respective piles by name and place them in a tableau in 2 rows as shown. Oh my. Yeah, we definitely need a bigger boat. Sure, what do you got? Have you? What do you stream? That's exciting. That is something that if it's something that you're into, planning, Furious Strike, holy smokes, she's biting you now. I mean, you did let out the secret, man. That's that's concerning. But oh, there's Raz.
Whole bunch of people like that, especially being an
Look, it's
outsider
Astrid
and not
too.
being in on the
That's
situation.
exciting.
So I'm kind of, I really wasn't expecting that phone to ring. But at
And
this
for
point, I
anybody
know that I
who's
need to
not
go
aware,
grab some
on every
supplies. I
other
know that I
Saturday,
need um,
um,
to see if I can
I
find a few
play
parts to
in The
repair
Walking Dead
the solar
TTRPG
panels because
on the
some of them had
Razzmatazz
gotten
channel,
damaged.
so be sure and go give them a follow because you don't want to miss it. It's some good stuff. And we have a lot of fun, so that's what really counts. But we're telling a good story too. All right. Let's see if that's gonna clear itself out. And we'll be doing some Alien and some Cyberpunk as well, getting ready for the run up to GaryCon. Oh, I need to adjust this light because that's not really better. That might be a little bit better. It is the most important part. And having fun and meshing well with the people that you're playing with is also very important. Okay, so we've got that. Okay. Let's see. Set the victim meeples, the special victim meeples, and the 3 victim holding boards and their matching tokens aside for now. Okay, so we can set that aside. And need that. I set our meeples aside, our marking thingies. That would be the one. Yep. I'm going to GaryCon. I'm going to play some Cyberpunk. I'm going to play some Alien. I'm going to play some Walking Dead. And I also got into a Dragonbane game. So I'm really looking forward to all of that. Yeah, Meowful, if you get into the right group of people, you find some really, really, really awesome people to stream with. And I mean, I'll be getting to meet Razmataz and the gentleman who plays Dr. Andy in our Walking Dead stream. I'll get to meet him at GaryCon. So, okay. Yeah, I was looking at that and I almost picked up a Firefly game, but um it was an early morning game. And I yeah, no. No. Like I'm gonna be up late playing and Firefly would be fun. It absolutely would be. So maybe next year. We'll see how it goes. He sounded like he was wanting to put pick up some or start up some pickup games. So, and I will be bringing House of Cats, which is a math dice game with cats and mice, and it's a lot of fun too. I may play it on stream, but I figured I could do some pickup games with that because it's simple, it's easy to pick up. Dune or Blade Runner? Yeah. Let me know for sure what you're thinking. I still have to go through the Cyberpunk book. I've been going through the Alien book. Okay. Place the chosen killer board on the table. Check. I love how they're like, place this above and place this to the right. Man, I don't have space on my table for that. Well, because you'll be doing. Yeah, you could do that. Oh, that's funny. Yep. Um, it's 8 p.m. Eastern. You forget that I live in the Eastern time zone now. It's all good. How are you, Laura? How are you wandering? Okay. Shuffle the killer's finale cards. Okay, so those are the ones with the killer's upper body. So check, check, check. Are there only 3? Or can I not count? Any of this is possible. Okay. I mean, you're not wrong. All right, so to the best of my knowledge, this would be how you would shuffle 3 cards. Anyway, um, place one face down so that it lines up with the art on the board. Check. Place the remaining cards in the killer box. And then do the same with the dark power card. Okay. So there's that. I mean, I can count pretty well, actually. Let's see. Take the killer's terror cards and the location's terror cards and shuffle them together into one deck. Okay. So that is these. Ain't nobody got time for that. Sure, that's a lovely noise on stream. Deal out 10 of these cards face down to form the terror deck. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Place it to the right of the location board. Good heavens. Set the remaining tarot cards off to the side. It does not say to put them in the box, so I'm going to set them off to the side. Shuffle the location's item cards together and deal out 3 piles of 4 face down. Um, I don't. These are the setup cards. So these are the item cards. That's a lot of items. Okay, so 3 piles of 4. Place the remaining item cards back in the plastic tray. Flip the top card in each pile face up. We have an axe, an archery bow, and pepper spray. The killer's gonna have a real bad day. Okay, and we already said that we were gonna do a setup, so we're not gonna see. We were going to do the bonfire. And just to save space, that's what we're going with there. Okay. Set the location board as shown on the card using the components from the core box. There's a lot of moving little things around, just so I have space for all the other things. So it looks like we have six people at the fire pit. How many times am I going to knock these guys over? That's the real question. One person here. One person here. 2 up at makeout point. Don't they know that makes them very obvious victims? What is wrong with them? That's craziness. Haven't they ever watched a horror movie before? And it doesn't look like this one has any special meeples. Oh, okay. Thank you. There we go. Okay, so these can go back in here. And then the little icon that actually has a face is where the final girl starts. So I'm going to start out over here. And the killer, as soon as I find him, mixed in with all of the red hearts, the killer starts out, bloody hell, up here. Oh, well, I'm safe. I'm leaving. All the rest of you guys are screwed. Sorry. Okay, put the remaining blah, blah, blah. Very important. Take the 9 black final health tokens from the core box and mix them around face down with the sides with the dice showing. Place 1 on the button on the bottom left side of the killer board and 1 in the circle on the upper left side of the player board without looking at them. That is in bold and capital letters. So we cannot look at this. That one goes there. And this one goes there. Place health markers in the space on the left side of both the killer and the player board so that each has the number of health markers equal to the maximum health shown on their final board and card respectively, including the black final health token. So Hans has 12. So this counts as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holy smokes. 11, 12. Okay. And then Laurie has 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, place the bloodlust marker at the bottom of the bloodlust track on the right side of the killer board. Looking for the bloodlust marker. Oh, it's in yet another little plastic baggie. I'm gonna need the timer. Hold on. There's the timer. So many pieces. Okay, so I don't think we need the rest of these little black deals. But I know that we might need these depending on what's on the back of those when you turn them over. Because this is the final health. Okay. Okay, bloodlust marker. Swirling out, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. Place the time marker in the blue 6 space, which I already did. Place the second killer maple on the circular horror track on the player board. Okay. This maple is now the horror marker. The killer's starting horror level is indicated by the number next to the Jason Scary Mask icon, found in the upper left corner of the killer board. So he is at 4. Oh, good. Goody. Shuffle the location's event cards and place them face down next to the location board. Draw the top card and follow the instructions on the card, possibly adding new victims, introducing an effect on gameplay, etc. You are now ready to begin the game. Okay. Location event cards. Ah, I have found them. Event cards. Place them next to the location board. I'm sure there's a little special place that these need to be. Sure, I don't care. Okay. Turning the page. So we start out with the action phase. During this phase, you play action cards to move, attack, rest, search, and or take various other activities. As a reminder, you start the game with 6 zero-cost action cards. Okay, so. That's not what I meant to do. So the current phase is the action phase. We've got 10 victims. We have saved none. And Hans and I both have full-ish health. So I need to draw an event card. Star-crossed lovers. When exactly 2 victims are in a space and one of them is killed, the other immediately dies as well. Well, okay. And I have these 6 zero-cost action cards here. And we have to roll dice for this. That's terrifying. Dice on this mess? Okay. Most action cards are playing during the action phase and are resolved by making a horror roll, as described on the following page. When playing or discarding an action card, always make sure to play them into a central discard pile that is kept separate from the action tableau. Most action cards and some other cards require a horror roll. Yes, we know that. So each star is a result of a 5 or 6 is considered a success. Each result of a 3 or 4 is considered a partial success. You may discard 2 action cards from your hand to convert it into a success. You may do this once for each die showing 3 or 4. If none of the dice result in or are converted to a success, the horror roll has been failed. Okay, and I roll 2 dice because our wheel of horror is here, which shows 2 dice. So, the first action. So I've got walk, short rest. focus, focus, and weak attack. Okay. Resolving action card effects. So, I don't know if you guys can see this. Oh, yeah, that's not bad. So, on the action cards, you have the different things. Like if you have 2 successes, you move up to 2 spaces. And it looks like you reduce time. Here, you move up to 1 space and lose 1 time. And if you have no successes, you move up to 1 space, you lose 1 health, and you lose 2 time, or you just lose 2 time. Okay. I'm never going to remember that, but that's why we have a rule book. If the result of an action allows you to move 1 or more spaces, you can move up to the number of times indicated. For each move, you can only move into an adjacent space. Adjacent spaces are usually indicated by a path or door and are connected by a line. Any unused movement you decide not to use is lost. You may move to and from the killer's space without restriction or penalty. Oh, that's good. So I can sneak up behind him and whack him, assuming I can find the axe. If at any point during the action phase you are in a green exit space, even if passing through, any victims that are in that space may be saved, whether you brought them with you or they were already there. If you decide to save them, and usually you will, place them on the final girl card on any available victim saved space. Take the rewards indicated by the icon or text on the spaces you just covered up. If an action card is mentioned, take that card from the tableau into your hand if able. You may choose the order and timing of when to take the rewards and apply their effects, but all effects must be resolved before playing another action card. Okay, so places that have items that would be useful because there, is a killer are the utility shed, the dock, and the cabins, which are all the way over there. So we are going to play an action card. So I need to roll 2 dice. I feel like time has something to do with the number of dice. Nope. Yeah, that's right. The number of. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to roll 2 dice. I'm going to see if I get any successes. This is going to be so bad. I'm going to end up knocking everything over. So it looks like I got 1 success. So according to this, I move up to 1 space. So let's get closer to the dock. But I lose 1 time. I go here, which is closer to the dock. And then let's see. I don't think I need a short rest. I don't need to focus. I am nowhere near anything that needs to be attacked. So we're going to roll 2 more dice to see if we can get the movement that we need. Ah, I don't know that one. Ah, I'm hiding it. It was actually a 6. I'm gonna have to roll my dice somewhere else. But I will figure that out somehow. Um, so I move 1 space to the dock, lose 1 more time, check. Some spaces are search spaces. These spaces are highlighted in orange on the location board and have an associated deck of item cards above the board. To search, you must play a search action card from your hand. Oh, well, that blows. I don't have a search action card. Depending on the results, you may get to draw 1 or more cards from the associated item deck. It is possible that through the course of play, let's see. Yeah, I need 2 time and spend 2 time to get 1 of these cards. How do I? Ending the action phase, you can continue playing action cards until either you decide to stop, you run out of cards to play, an action card results in stop, the time marker goes below 0. Do not be afraid to end the action phase while you still have cards in your hand. Sometimes those cards will be of much greater use on a future turn. All right, well, I guess we can end the action phase and go to the planning phase. During this phase, you will spend any remaining time to purchase cards from the action tableau. Never mind. If the cost of a card is greater than 0, move the time marker down 1 space on the track for each time spent. The cost for each action card is shown on the bottom right corner of the card. You may not purchase action cards that were played or discarded since the last planning phase or the beginning of the game in the first turn. Purchase a card if paying the cost would move the time marker below 0. Purchase a card if you already have 10 cards in your hand. Well, I don't, so we're good. When you have finished purchasing action cards, reset the time marker to 6 on the time track. Any unspent time is lost. Lastly, place all action cards played or discarded since the last planning phase back into the action tableau with other cards of the same name. This includes 0 cost cards, which may be placed in the same pile. Okay, so I have 4. So we need a search card. And that is 2 time. So 1, 2. And we're super far away from the killer. He's like all the way on the other side of the lake. So we'll get a close call card, which is 1. And I don't want to lose out on any, but let's see how many cards I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 cards. We're going to reset the timer to 6. Check. We're going to put this back here, which means I can grab this one because it's a 0 cost card, and I don't have 10 cards in my hand. All right, moving on. The killer phase. It says, resolve the killer action as indicated on the final card next to the associated icon. so holy smokes. Okay, so this is what we need to do. Resolve the killer action. Draw the top terror card and resolve it if its effects from top to bottom. So there's nobody in his square for him to attack. The first terror card. He wants fresh blood. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next terror card. I mean, there are victims on the board, though. That looks like the target is the closest victim. Killer will move towards the target, and he can move 2? Yeah, so he can move 2. So, oh, that's sad. The 2 people making out. No. How do you get there? Oh, those 2 lucked out, yo. This person, however, did not. Because 1, 2, and then when the attack icon is present in the killer action, the killer attacks a single target in its space. For each scary knife icon, the killer will perform 1 attack. The amount of damage the killer deals with each attack is indicated by its current attack value, determined by the bloodlust marker on the killer board. Each attack will have 1 target, either a victim or the final girl. The killer will always attack victims in their space before the final girl, unless the final girl is specifically indicated as the target. Each victim only has 1 health and is killed automatically when damaged. If the killer attacks and kills a victim, remove its meeple and place it on the dead space on the player board. All right, but he only got to move 2, so he only gets to kill 1 person. So sorry. We're gonna have to, start naming some of these people, I guess. All right, so next is the panic phase. If victim was killed in this turn, panic all victims in the killer's space. Well, there's no more victims in the killer's space. And then the upkeep phase. Reveal finale if no terror cards are left. We have lots of terror cards. And rearrange items. Well, we're going to straighten some things up because this is going to drive me insane. All right. So he's killed 1. And what does that feel like? Does that mean his bloodlust level goes up? Terror cards. I don't have a reaction card. The panic phase. After the killer phase, you must check to see if any victims will panic. And they panic if at least 1 victim was killed during this turn and the victim is in the same space, which we know there is not. And then the upkeep phase. So Perform any required upkeep indicated by events, items, other cards, or special rules. So he hasn't killed any of the, what is that? If when exactly 2 victims are in a space and one of them is killed, the other immediately dies as well. Well, he's not in their space and he hasn't killed any of those people. All right, so we go back to the action phase. I'm just making sure I'm doing this right. Okay, so that terror card is there. So when do we have a whole ton of event cards. I guess you only need one event. Okay. I'm going to set those there just in case. All right, so now I have my actions that I can take. And so I've got walk, search. Oh, yeah, I was going to search. Yeah. Take the top 2 item cards at your space and choose one. Okay. Oh, I have to do my rolls. So, oh yeah, I was going to rearrange so I can actually roll the dice where people can see it, which is probably the middle. Okay, there we go. And I can roll 2 again. So take the top item card at your space. So at the dock, I get the bow. And this says the archery bow cannot modify an action card and must be used without one. It costs 2 time to fire an arrow. You can shoot from 1 to 2 slots away. It is a 2-handed weapon, and it does 1 damage. Okay. And this actually, so this is in my hand, or, both of my hands. Okay, so we did the search action. And then if I use my focus card, this would give us more time because if I use my focus card and get, the likelihood of me getting 2 6s is kind of low. And both of these are the same. Well, I'm not going to attack him. Well, I guess I could. I am 2 slots away. So it costs 2 time to fire an arrow. So we're gonna try to smack him with an arrow. And I need to find my little marker things so I know that I have used my bow 1 time. All right. I'm just going to double check that I'm doing the whole item card thing right because it just seems odd. 27. Many weapons that must be held in your hands. Many items that must be held in your hands are weapons. On the left side of the item card is the range and damage modifier. When you have a different weapon in each of your hands, you must choose one to use when resolving an attack. A number that indicates how many spaces away from the killer you must be to attack with the weapon. Weapons with a 0 range can only be used while in the same space as the killer. The damage modifier. Unless otherwise indicated, weapons modify attacks made with action cards. When you resolve an action card and inflict one or more damage, you may add the weapon's damage modifier to inflict additional damage. Okay, but this says this must be used without an action card. Okay, the old revolver may only be used. This is just in general. There's an old revolver one that says may only be used to modify the weak attack action card, which is currently so if it's in a discard pile, you can't use it. So yes, I can use this. So I do 1 damage to Hans. So he may have taken somebody out, but I just got him 1. Okay. And then let's walk. Let's try to walk. Oh, it costs 2 time to fire an arrow. 1, 2. Okay. We're going to try to walk so we can get into this space with this person. And then hopefully we can get them out. So, all right, I have 1 success. So I can get into this space with this person. And that is the walk card. Let's see. Good heaven. Victims. Saving. Page 13. If at any point during the action phase, you're in agree, I knew that. If the result of an action allows you to move 1 or 2 or more spaces, you can move up to the number of times, blah, blah, blah. When leaving a space containing 1 or more victims, you may take up to 2 victims with you. They're scared to death and will happily follow you. However, victims will not follow you into the space with the killer. So if you wish to move into the killer's space, you may not take a victim with you. Of course, there are already victims in the safe space with the killer. Uh, if there are already victims in the space with the killer and you move out of that space, they will gladly follow you. Okay. So we're going to try to move again. So I do have a walk. Oh. So I got nothing. But I can re-roll any 1 die or re-roll all dice for 2 time. So, oh. Well, that did not a thing except steal our time. But that's okay. So now we have 2 focus cards. I don't have anything for weak attack. We're stuck right there at the dock. I can purchase action cards. So, what action cards? I can get a 2 or a 1. Let's um we will do, let's get a sprint card. So that takes us to 0. So then we will move to the killer phase. And that means our time goes back to 6. And okay, we know the planning phase. We just did that. Killer phase. So, he's targeting anybody, and there's not anybody there. So we need to draw the top terror card. Unholy Rage. Hans does an additional 1 damage for each 2 hearts. That is a minor dark power. That's very rude, and he needs to learn his manners. But he can't move. There's got to be something more to that. Let me just see. So many rules. Page 5 or page 29? Okay. Okay, so that, man. So he has, we're just gonna sit this right here. I know. Oh, I guess you can see that. Well, that's convenient. And then 29. I have a sneaking suspicion what it's going to tell me is that I need to draw another terror card. Okay, some tarot cards are minor dark powers that give the killer new temporary abilities. When drawn, place the card above the killer board. In addition to granting the killer an ability, minor dark powers also extend the health of the killer. Oh, goody. Great news. Place the appropriate number of help markers on the minor dark power card in the indicated spaces. Okay, and I should have increased his bloodlust by 1 because he did kill somebody. And he needs 2 hearts up here because he has unholy rage. So that's super fun. So we're just going to set those beside there. And once I whack him twice, he'll lose that minor dark power. Okay, we don't have a panic phase because he hasn't moved and he hasn't killed anybody. All right. So we are back to the action phase. Oh, this is not good. So we're gonna try. We're gonna try to sprint. We're gonna try to save that one person that we've got. So really, so I can lose a heart in 2 time, or I can move 1 space, lose 2 time, and the action phase stops. I mean, I feel like that's the best option. So this person and I are moving back to the dock. I lose 2 time. The action phase stop. And I think I should have put these back because I should have had those walk cards. It's a learning curve. So these can go back. This is close call. And that's sprint. So now I can pick what cards I want. We're going to take the 0 cost cards because I would be crazy not to. And I was kind of dumb because I could have shot him, but I can't now because my turn is over. But I can buy some cards, which is good. And since we're back at the dock, oh, I should have flipped this over. Let's do we'll take an improvised card, which is 3. 1, 2, 3. Until this action phase ends. All 3s and 4s are successes, or for the next horror roll only, all 3s and 4s are successes. Or if I don't get any, the horror increases by 1 and I lose time. Excellent. Yeah. And the way things are going right now, ugh. And I have 1 more time. So we will take close call because that's all we can take. I'm going to move this back up. Planning phase is over. We are now in the killer phase. So we're gonna pull a terror card. Unholy speed. Okay. So he's just ramping up. That's 2 minor dark powers. I guess I should have shuffled the deck a little bit better. He moves 1 additional space for each of the move items. And he gets 2 more hearts. Ooh. All right. But he still can't do anything. And we don't have anybody panicking because he's not in the same space as anybody else. So that's good. And we don't have any upkeep. So we are back to the action phase. Da-da-da. Okay, so we are going, we're going to attempt, wait, first we should improvise to see if I get anything good out of this. No. And the horror level goes up, and I lose time. Although, hold the phone. Before I do that, we will play the close call and re-roll both dice. So I got 1 success. So for the next horror roll only, all 3s and 4s are also successes. So we are also going to shoot the bow at Hans. I know we're gonna piss him off, but that's okay. Because he's sort of all the way over there. And he is only two spaces away. So we'll take that from him. And what move do I want to do next? Because for the next roll, any 3s or 4s are also successes. So do I want to focus and lower the horror? Possibly. Or do I want to walk and try to save? Let's try to walk and save this victim. 2 successes. Well, that's funny. Okay, so I can move up to 2 spaces. So we're going to go here, and we have 1 person saved. So we are going to increase our time by 2. And I can move 1 more space. Where do I want to go? Do I want to stay the heck away from the killer? Or do I want to go try to rescue some people? I do not have a search card. So I can move 1 space. We'll go back over to the dog. So the improvise card is done. The walk card is done. It is a single player game. Oh, and I see a hydrate, so I'm going to hydrate. I'm going to take a drink of my tea. I've got a cat here thinking that it looks like a whole lot of fun to jump up on my table. Astrid, I have to tell you that is a real bad idea. All right, so I have walk, weak attack, which I don't need, short rest, which I don't need, focus. I think I'm going to end my turn and use the time that I gained to buy some decent cards. So we're going to get... You have escaped out of jail? Yes, this is a strictly single player game. Shoot, I forgot. I think I forgot to take off the time. The 2 time to fire the arrow. I think I did. So we're back to 6. Even still. Let's do improvise seemed to work really well for me. So that's 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll grab a sprint. And we'll grab the other close call. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I do not have more than 10 cards. And now I can put these action cards that I used back. And I can grab this one back because it's a 0 cost card. Okay. And next we are at the killer phase, because that was our planning phase. He is targeting me. He can move 2. And he gets 2 strikes. Huh. I guess I should have gone the other direction. So boop ba boop. There he is. He's in my space. And he hits me twice. Okay. And I need to. Oh, I guess he hits me twice. Let's see. I have saved 1 person. This is, I have lost track of what turn it is. I've lost 2 health. No, yep. Hell, I don't know. And then he's actually got dark power cards, so I don't know how to add those on there. I'm going to say this is the beginning of turn 3. Current phase, we are in the killer phase just ended, so we are in the panic phase. I am the final girl. I don't panic. So, we're good there. We are in the upkeep phase, which means nothing because we still have terror cards left. Excellent. Okay. And I know I've been putting the tarot card somewhere. Can't remember, so that pile goes there. All right, moving on. We are in the action phase. Let's see if maybe I can save my own life. When I go close call. Well, we could try a short rest. That would give me 2 hearts. Because everything else pretty much is going to remove hearts. So keep your fingers crossed. We're gonna try. Oh, we are back in the action phase. We're gonna say this is turn 4. Wow. Well, I gained back a heart because I got 0 successes. I'm going to double check that. That seems like malarkey. Okay. Each result of 3 or 4 is considered a partial success. You may discard 2 action cards from your hand to convert it to a success. You may do this. Okay, so that's what those little things are. So I can just discard 2 action cards for each die. All right, we're gonna try that. See how that works out for me. So we just did the short rest. Let's get rid of that one and that one. So that's 1 success. So we gain back a heart, but we lose 1 time. And I didn't move that back to 0 or to 6. Okay. We gain a heart, we lose 1 time. So this goes over here. We could try a weak attack on him since he's, right here with us. And apparently the dice just hate me tonight. There's a weak attack. We are going to get rid of the extra walk and focus, so we at least have 1 success. So I do 1 damage to him,
Devouring! I swear to God!
which gets rid of his unholy speed. Hey, Rox, how's it going? What are you doing? But he takes 1 of my health. There, now you can actually see what I'm doing. If I continue to do this, I'm going to have a monitor that's like right up in front of where I'm sitting because I'm absolutely just okay. So that's the weak attack card. So I have sprint or improvise until this action. Okay, so we can try to use improvise. So let's do that. Or level increases. Okay. And I lose time. Excellent. Do I risk trying to sprint? I feel like I probably should. Okay. I'm gonna need to get a deal because that's a 5, but it's on the damn floor. I don't feel like that's fair. So let's just re-roll that. I need to get a dice tray up here. Okay, so it ended up being a 5 anyway, so that's good. So I have 1 success, so I can move up to 2 spaces, and I lose 1 time. So we're gonna move 1, 2. My turn is over. On the butcher's time is up. This actually goes over here. Oh, wait. It is the planning phase. So. I'm just going to double check a rule here. Until I get used to this, I'm afraid we're going to be doing a whole lot of, I'm just going to double check a rule here. Okay, so planning phase, purchase action cards, reset time to 6, return action cards, and discard pile to the tableau. Okay, so. Purchase action cards. Am I close to the utility shed, the dock, or the cabins? So I'm 2 away from the utility shed and 2 away from the cabin. So I could search my next round if I buy the search card the next time, if I get there. So let's buy a search card for 2. And no, wait. We're going to buy a sprint card for 2 and a close call card for 1. We go back to 6. We put these cards back. Improvise, sprint, close call. And now it is the killer's phase, or the killer phase. So I now have 4 hearts. He's got 8 bajillion D, but he's only killed 1 person. So that's good, I guess. So we're going to draw a terror card, which is, he's just standing there. So he is targeting whoever. Either the final girl or the people. And he can move 2 spaces. I just want to see if there's some rule, because if I'm an equal distance away from him, so I'm equal, but there's like 6 people in that space, they're going to be making way more noise than I am. And oh, I have to add more. I have to move up the terror. Okay. If there's a tie between who is closest, choose the group that has the most victims present. Okay, so he would be moving over here. But he doesn't get an attack this round. So apparently they're around the fire pit and he's sneaking up behind them. That's what I'm picking up from that. Okay. So that's that card. Nobody was killed, so they don't panic because they don't see him. We've got the upkeep phase. We still have terror cards, so we're good there. Next, we are back to the action phase. So, I guess we roll to see where we're moving, to see if we can get these idiots at Makeout Point to an exit. He's way more than 2 slots away from me, so I can't shoot him. I can. Okay. So now I'm checking on the horror level and the dice situation. I will always roll at least 1 die. Well, if there's only 1 success. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. There's only. That sucks. So at best, I will have 1 success. I can move 2 spaces and lose 1 time. So here we go. All right, we're going to use our close call card and re-roll that and hope that we get better luck this time. Negative, Ghost Rider. So we can, well, our turn stops anyway, but we lose a heart. We lose 2 time. And our turn is over. So next, we're going to go into the planning phase. So we're going to pick up all of our 0 cost cards. And goodness. Pick up a close call card because you know I love that one, even though it's not doing me a bit of good. Not even the littlest bit of good. Kind of close to the utility shed, but that's not super useful. I'm super far from the cabins, so I don't think a search card is going to do me any good. I guess we'll pick up an improvised card. And that puts us down to 0 time. To move the time back up to 6. And so we have to do this. So he is targeting whoever he's nearest. And he gets an attack, but because of the bloodlust level, he gets 2 attacks. So he's going to take out 2 victims. 1, 2. The bloodlust level is going to go up 1, 2. We draw the terror card. So now he is gunning for the final girl. He can move 2. And if I'm in that space, he can attack me. So 1, 2. I am, in fact, not in that space. So he can not attack me. Excellent. I do need to put the 2 action cards back up here. So sprint, close call. Everybody's panicked. Well, no, I guess he's not in their space, so they don't panic. We still have terror cards, so we don't have to flip either one of these. So we are back to the action phase. So he is more than 2. Oh no, he is 2 spaces away from me. I could try to hit him with the bow, but then I would lose more time. We're going to hold off on that. Is there something I can do to reduce the terror so I can focus and reduce the terror 1 or the horror? So that might be helpful. And I did pick up a close call card, so if... Okay, keep your fingers crossed. This bad boy needs to be a 5 or a 6. Just kidding. All right, so we're gonna do this so that we can re-roll that. Haha. Very good. So we can reduce the horror by 1. That will give us 2 die to use for our next horror roll. I mean, we could try to focus again. We are really needing to reduce the horror level. Okay, so we'll do improvise to see if we can increase our chances of getting good rolls. If not, our horror level goes back up and we're in trouble. Okay, I can discard 2 cards to make it 1 success. So we're going to discard walk and weak attack. So that is a success. So the next horror roll, all 3s and 4s are successes. So we're going to try to do focus again so that we can reduce the horror and give ourselves some more time. Well, that's one absolute abject failure. That's fun. That is 2 failures. So the horror level goes up. We lose time. Which means we only have 1 die. Let's try to walk. Actually, no. I'm going to end my turn. So we can buy some cards. Let's grab the close call card, even though it's done 0% good. We will do distraction, which is 3. And there are no more cards worth 1. So that is my turn. Now it is the killer phase. So he is targeting whoever, but he's not moving. So he can't hit anybody. We're going to draw our terror card. So he moves 2. So he got distracted. So he was chasing after me. And then I guess these yahoos at the fire pit decided they were going to start screaming again. So he's like, hey, wait, I must have left more people at the fire pit. He's going to turn around and go back. But it looks like he can only move 1. Double check. Yes, he can only move 1. So he can't hurt anyone. Ha ha ha. Joke's on you, Han. And because nobody died, nobody's panicking. We still have 3 terror cards. So we're good there. So now we're back up to the top. Okay. Oh, and I need to move this back up here. So we're going to try focus again. Because if we can at least get the terror down 1, then we would have 2 dice to roll. So I need somebody here to come like blow on these dice for luck, because obviously whatever I'm doing isn't working. Oh shit, that was only supposed to roll 1. I'm gonna re-roll that because that's not fair. I rolled 2. It shouldn't have. So I can discard 2 cards. I would love to get a dice tower. However, this is like the extent of the space that I have for game playing. I had no idea this game was going to take up this much space. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Although I'm sure there will be more dice towers than I even want to think about at GaryCon in March, so I might see if I can pick up a small one. Okay, so that's what I was doing. And oh, geez. No, I'm distracted. Did I discard 2 cards already? Or no? I don't think I did. I forgot to put the rest of the cards back up. I mean, to be fair, I'm sure that I could figure out how to make a dice tower. At this point, I've got so many things that I'm making in general that it's probably not wise to add one more thing. Okay, so I was going to discard walk and short rest. Well, and I will be able to take a look at what TPK Games has when I'm at GaryCon. I would have, that means I would have to transport dice towers to GaryCon. What we're not going to do is that. And I've already got the patches that I'm working on. So. Okay, so I think make Bashman do what? Transport the dice towers that I make up to GaryCon? No. So we were, yeah, so whatever it was that I did, I know that it should have, okay, getting rid of those. Legit, I can't remember if I rolled for distraction or focus. Not quite sure what the cats are up to. I think it was focus. So we lose a horror level. We lose time. So now I've got 2 die that I can roll. We're going to try distraction. So we got 1 success. Since I have no other action cards for shits and giggles, I'm just going to re-roll this one. Didn't do me any good. However, it does reduce the horror level by 1 and increases the time by 1. So that is the end of the roll of my turn. And I need to grab this dice that fell on the floor. I'm pretty sure floating around somewhere in this office there is a dice tray, but I don't want to go find it. So there's that. So that goes over there. I have 6 basically points that I can use by cards. So let's do sprint. Close call because I'm a sucker. And distraction. We'll move this back up to 6 because the planning phase is over. Next is the killer phase. So we resolve that. Since he is not in a square, in an area with anybody, he doesn't get to attack. We're going to draw a terror card. He just keeps coming. So he moves 1. Does it make me a horrible person if I make him go the long way around? Let me see if that's... Okay, so if they panic, they run, and if they get 2 or 5, they run that way. 2 to 5. Okay, I think I understand that. That's a lot. Um, well, he's not very bright? I don't know. Because I don't necessarily want to, have him kill everybody. But especially not me. If he can move one, he kills two. His bloodlust goes up 2 levels. So I believe that is where we flip over the dark power card. And his dark power is Dark Obsession. Whenever Hans attacks you at least once, he attacks an additional time. Oh, good. Okay, then. So we're going to put that there. That is Hans's turn. These guys are in the same area as him, so they're going to panic. Need to roll a die for each one of them. So okay, so it says dice are rolled for the victims that will panic. Check the numbers on the paths leading away from the area to see which direction they'll panic in. One victim. Okay. So one of these guys stays, and the other one runs past Hans to that direction. Okay. Now, upkeep phase. We still have terror cards, so we don't flip over this top one. These, I believe, are my cards that I had. I actually should have put these back up when I was done picking up those cards, but we know how I squirrel out. It's a thing. We roll with it. All right. So we can let's try to focus. Hold on just a second. I am going to go try to find that that dice tray. I think I know where it is, and I'm sick of these like shooting off everywhere. So I will be right back. Okay, I did find one. So. We are going to do focus. We've got 2 dice to roll. Wish me luck. We have 1 success. Do we want to use the close call and re-roll that 3? Or just discard 2? Let's discard 2. So technically both of those are successes. So we get 1 horror level reduction and 2 time increase. And let's see about sprinting. Because if we get here, if we get 3 spaces to move, we can move 1 here, get these 2, 2, 3, and at least get here so we're 1 space away from saving 2 more people. That is if things go in my favor. Tonight, that it's not looking good. We got 1. So we can move 2 spaces. We lose 2 time. Then we're going to move here. Grab these 2 idiots who are making out at makeout point because don't they know that there is a killer on the loose? And then we're going to move back here. We're going to try to save these 2 idiots. And we're going to try this distraction card so that maybe we can get some time back or reduce the horror level. So here we go. Ha! Holy smokes! That is 2 successes. So we reduced the horror level by 2. Oh, we're so close to having 3 dice. We increase the time by 2. That is really all I can do on this turn. Astrid, no. So now we can buy some cards. We're going to buy all the free cards. All the free ones. We'll buy a sprint card, which is 2 time. Puts us there. Buy the close call card. Wait, no, I still have one. We're going to hold on to that. We will buy I'm just really hoping Hans doesn't get anywhere near us, but you know, that's not how my luck is going. Let's do a guard for 2. A improvise for 3. And I guess since, you know, we don't have any other choices, we have 1 card worth 1. We will take the close call card worth 1. I'm going to put back all of the ones that I used and discarded this last round. Sprint. Distraction. Okay, planning phase is over. Next we have the killer phase. Oh. Poor little dude. He's toast. I feel bad. Toast. And next we draw a terror card. He wants fresh blood. He can move up to 2. He's targeting one person. And he can move up to 4. So 1. Okay, so if he kills somebody, sorry, there are just so many variables. So terror cards. My question is, if he actually kills somebody on that first deal, does he continue to move? Okay, the killer will stop as soon as it's reached its intended target, even if it has movement remaining. Okay. Okay. Asked and answered. So his turn is over. There's no victims in his space, so nobody's going to panic. He still has 1 terror card left, so we don't flip over that one. And it's my turn. Oh, I need to move this back up to 6. One of these days I'm going to remember that, like, without having to worry about it, but today is not that day. At least right now, it's not that day. Let's try the focus card. Because I do have a close call. Because if we can reduce the horror level, that would be good. Okay, we're going to try to re-roll both dice for 2 times. All right, so we got 1 success. We lose 1 time, but the horror level is reduced. So we can roll 3 dice now. Okay, so we're going to try improvise. We have 1 success, so for the next horror roll, 3s and 4s are also successes. So we're going to try sprint. But I do have a close call card. So I'm going to use 2 time because, we're living in a world of horrible, horrible ideas. So we have 1 success. Oh, shit. For the next horror roll, only all 3s and 4s are successes, though. So we have 3 successes. So we're good. So we can move up to 3 spaces and we lose 1 time. I probably didn't need to use that, but I'm scoreling. So we're going to move up to 3 spaces. So 1, 2. These guys have been saved. So now it is just me and the killer. And I need to figure out where I want to put these guys. So we are going to put one on a heart space. Whoop. So we gain 1 heart back. And 1 on a time space. So we gain back 2 time. So that's the sprint and improvise cards. I guess we could get to the cabin, see if we can get to the cabins. So that we can search. So let's. Right, we can move up to 2 spaces. So 1, 2. But I'm gonna have to buy the search card. We lose 1 time. Do I have anything that increases my time? That is a negative. So now we're gonna do the buying of the cards. And I can't buy a search card because I don't have the time for it. So that is all I can buy. I'm going to have to bide my time and hope that the killer doesn't get to me. Because, yeah, that's his health. That's my health. That's kind of a problem. That does not bode well for me. We're going to put these back down. All right, planning phase is done. Killer phase is up. Obviously, he's targeting me, but he's not near me, so he can't kill me. The next terror card is. He moves 2 spaces. Because there's 1 boot, but he gets 2 moves per boot. So the closest he can get is here. Hey, that's his. But we are out of terror cards, so we have to flip over. Butcher, Bloodlust. So it looks like for what is this for each Bloodlust? He's looking for, well, obviously me because I'm the only one. He can move 4 spaces and attack. And he'll get 3 attacks. Let's just see. We're gonna consult the handy dandy rulebook yet again. The finale killer action card. Okay, so the card title is Butcher Bloodlust. the initial killer action. Okay. So it looks like for he's going to be obviously looking for me. He can move 6 spaces. And it's okay. That's a little confusing, but that's all right. And of course, I forgot to move the timer back up. Okay, so we find my action cards. So I can use 2 time and shoot him once. Um, actually, we need to get away as far away as possible from him because he can move 6 spaces and attack me. But no, he can move 4 spaces and attack me 3 times. So we're gonna, do I have a sprint? That's a negative. We're gonna try the whole walk thing. Wow. So I can discard 2 cards to get 1. Or I can just lose 2 time and call it good. And oh wait. That was the walk card that I need to get rid of. So the next we're going to try to guard. So if we can reduce damage from him by 2 when he comes to get us. And I'm going to call that my turn. Because I do want to get a search card, which is 2. And I have 2 more points that I can use. I feel like that guard card is probably pretty useful, so I'll go ahead and move this back up to 6. The planning phase is over. I need to remember that that is there so that when he gets to me, because he will. Oh, and I'm going to grab these cards that are free. This is going back there. So next is the killer phase. So he can move 4. Luckily, he only has to move, 3 or 2. With math. He attacks me 3 times, but he only hits me once because I have the guard card, which reduces what he hits me by 2. So he only gets me once. That is his turn. And now it's back to me. So What? We're gonna search. Okay, so I get the top item in the space, which is an axe. That's that search card. We are going to attempt weak attack. Keep your fingers crossed. Ah, we got 2 successes on that one, so we get to do that. Okay. I'm going to attempt to focus so I can. No, let's see. Nope, I need to guard. One success, but I can discard 2 cards. So that makes it 2 successes. So it will ignore all blows against me. So it doesn't matter what he does because he's not going to hit me because I'm ignoring everything that he's doing. So, wait, I need to get back to. I'm jumping the gun here. Planning phase. So I have 6. So we're going to do critical blow. That is really the only one I can buy, except for this one here. Okay. And now it's his turn. But he can't hit me because I ignore all of his hits. And since I played this last round, I just wanted to remember that's there. All right, so I need to reset this to 0. Or to 6. Okay. We are going to attempt what potentially gives me the most hearts back. So, short rest. We are going to attempt a short rest with the killer right in our space, because that absolutely is going to make some sense there. We got 1 success. I'm going to discard 2 cards. No, I can't. Neither one of those is a discard to get your shit back card. So we're going to lose 1 time, but we gain 1 heart back. And we're going to discard that. And we're going to attempt critical blow. And we're going to use the axe. So that would be if I'm successful and get 2 successes, I will do 6 damage to him. I got 1 success. So, shit. Horror level. No, wait. The horror level is reduced by 1. Rock on. I do 4 damage because I used the axe. That's done. Over. Next, we need to plan, so I will do Furious Strike for 4. Get back these cards and grab a close call card. That's all the cards I can buy with the time that I've got. Reset that. Move these back. Shit. So he's going to do 3 damage to me. So I have 1 health left. But that's the end of his turn. So I better be getting some hearts back. Watch, I probably didn't pick up a single thing that gives me any health back. Indeed, I did not. That was excellent planning on my part, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna do what we can. So, I'm gonna go Furious Strike. And we're gonna reroll 2 of those dice. We lose 2 time. I mean, I can discard the walk cards because I'm not walking anywhere. So that means that was 2 successes. So that with the axe, so that is 4. Oh. So that's Furious Strike. We're gonna go Weak Attack. We had 1 success. So I lose a heart. So this, when we turn it over, if it's black, I'm dead. If it has 1 heart, I get 1 heart left. And if it's 2, I get 2 hearts. What do I get? 1 heart. So that is my final health. But I took 2 of his because I hit him with the weak attack with the axe. It doesn't really matter how much time I get back because I have no way to block him. So, yeah, I'm toast. He murdered me. I have failed. However, I mean, it was fun. It was a lot. I think it'll be a lot more fun. Now that I kind of understand how everything works. But, yeah. We're going to have to name all of the meeple. Of course, I don't know how we're going to label them with names because they're really tiny. And then I did, let's see if I can find it in this mess on my desk. I was able to make a custom card from their website that is me. So we can use me next time. And I have to say, like, the app, yeah, it's neat, and maybe I would use it more. But yeah, trying to keep track of all of it, no, it makes my brain hurt. Trying to remember to do this over here and this over here. And so, yeah, I don't know that the app would be super useful for me in the future, but I mean, I'm gonna have to defeat Hans because, like, he killed me once. Oh, I forgot to. I was dead. I'm dead. All right, but tomorrow night is Octoon Cthulhu on the Praetor's Rejects channel. So I'll be over there in chat, making fun of everybody because, you know, they have way too much fun. Tuesday night is D&D, which will be here. Wednesday, I haven't quite decided what we're going to do because we are not going to have an episode of the update log. So that is to be determined, but be looking forward because I'll be, helps if I can spell words. There we go. You want to join the Discord and kind of keep track of what I'm up to and what everybody that I kind of hang out with and stream with is up to. Say hi, hang out, whatever. If anybody's interested and watching the Praetor's Rejects Octoon Cthulhu stream tomorrow, I can be in voice chat. I can't talk a whole lot because there's not a whole lot of space between Bashman and I in the office. We're separated basically by a bookshelf. But we can have a watch party, whatever you guys want to do. Let's see, who can we raid into? Because I've got to be up early for work tomorrow and I still need to eat. But I hope everybody had fun watching me make a total ass of myself trying to figure this game out. I'm sure there are rules that I missed. I would guarantee it. But that's okay, because is it really cheating if it's a single player game? And I didn't really mean to cheat? I don't know. Let's see. I mean, you can still cheat and lose. I think it kind of serves you right if you do cheat and lose. Especially if you're cheating on purpose. We will go raid into Siren. I haven't raided into Siren. So, but thanks everybody for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll do more of this and I'll actually get good at it. We'll see how that goes, but have a great night. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow in the Praetor's Rejects channel if you guys are hanging out there in chat. If not, Tuesday night right here for D&D. Be a lot of fun. We're getting super close to the end of this campaign from what I understand. So, all right. Good night, everybody.